Well, welcome to another episode of Mac Minute. This week we're going to continue kind of down the security we did last week, and we're actually going to go look at the security settings inside of the Mac. And to do this, we go to our favorite place yet again, System Preferences, go to the Apple menu, System Preferences, and we come down or go over to Security and Privacy, just like this. And we're in our settings. So here is how it works. First of all, under General, you can change the password, which you can do from the user as well. We talked about this before. If you want to require a password be applied when it goes to screensaver or it goes to sleep, you check this box. And if it just, basically what it immediately says is if it starts either of these things, you need it. You can say it has to be sleeping for 5 seconds or 1 minute or 5 minutes or whatever, however long you want to set this right here, before it will ask you for a password. So if you go to the bathroom and it goes to sleep and you come back and move your mouse, if you didn't take a long time in the bathroom, you can probably move your mouse, get it back on without a password. I actually don't use this feature even in my own personal account. Oh no, that's not true. I do. I use it for after 30 minutes. All right, so you can also set a lock message if you have locking turned on. You can disable automatic login, which happens by default if you have multiple users. So in this case, I have multiple users, so it does disable automatic login. You can allow applications to be downloaded from anywhere, the Mac App Store or the Mac App Store identified developers. So I want to talk about this a little bit because this is actually a horrible example for you because I have it set to anywhere and it should be either Mac App Store or Mac App Store and identified developers. I don't see much risk with the identified developers because Apple has to approve them. So I think you're probably okay with that, but I do not recommend you use anywhere unless you have something you need to install and you know it's okay. In my case, I install all things all the time that aren't from Apple, but I generally don't know what they are, and I do backups, and I know the risk of it involved. But for the average person, you definitely probably want to leave it here, or at best, leave it right here. But here's probably just as good as well. All right, so let's go over and look at FileVault. Again, I'm a bad example of this because it does slow down your Mac a little bit by turning on FileVault. And because I do so much rendering, I need the high speed, so I do not turn it on. But basically what FileVault does is it encrypts your data on your drive so that if your machine's ever stolen and the drive's taken out, they can't get your data. And again, another bad example, you should always have your firewall turned on. Now, the reason I don't have it turned on is I do turn it on when I am out, and it's on most of the time. But when I am in the office here, we are behind some huge internet firewalls, and I do not use the firewall when I'm here. But when I do travel or go somewhere to public Wi-Fi, which I typically don't use public Wi-Fi, I typically use a MiFi because I don't trust public Wi-Fi. I do generally turn it on for that. And then we have the privacy over here. And you can say, I do want to send data to Apple. Basically, it tells them how you're using the machine, helps them supposedly better to improve their products a little bit better. And then the contacts, Skype has asked me if it wanted to access my contacts. I told it no, because I don't want it somehow accidentally sending out to all my contacts my Skype information. And then location services, I do have it enabled for Evernote. This is a laptop, and if I'm on the MiFi, it generally doesn't know where I'm located unless I'm in the office, and that's fine. It's in the office. Evernote's something only I see, so I don't necessarily really care about Evernote so much. But if there's other things in here, you can basically choose what you want things to do. You may have more apps and location services than I do. I don't use a lot of the social networking apps that will probably use it, so that's probably why they're not on here. So that's pretty much the security and privacy in a nutshell. That's it for Mac Minute this week. We'll see you next week. For show notes for this show, contacts, and more, go to the techzen.tv website where you can get show notes for all of our shows. We love to hear from our viewers and listeners. We have an email, a Twitter, and a phone number where you can contact us for each show. For details, visit the techzen.tv website and get the show details. You can also make a video and upload it somewhere like YouTube or Vimeo and then just send us a link. You never know, you may see your video in a future show. You can get all of our shows delivered automatically to your favorite device by going to your favorite podcast website like iTunes and subscribing. Each of our shows also has a YouTube channel you can subscribe to get regular updates. Our shows are also available on most internet radio networks like Stitcher and TuneIn Radio. You can also watch and listen to our shows on Xbox, TiVo, and Roku. You can even find us on your Zune.